of our society and our economy in our country. We shall never be deterred or discouraged. We march forward forever. Backwards, never. Programs and projects which help lift many of our people out of poverty in prosperity will continue to be implemented and accelerated. We take pride in that in a few days to come, our nation will host the 44th Ordinary SADC Summit of the Heads of State and Government. Thereafter, we, Zimbabwe, will assume the chairmanship of our sub-regional body, which is a key lever for defending our collective peace and sovereignty in the region. Now, the SADC flag, together with our national flag, and alongside those of the sister republics, have been hoisted in readiness for the glorious occasion. It serves as a symbol of the common history, a shared future we have as a united and indivisible SADC region.
President Mnangagwa said, as a country strives to achieve a national economic development goal, the nation is asked to take lessons from the exemplary life of the late Comrade Ndebele, an epitome of patriotism, bravery, courage, commitment, and loyalty to the dear motherland, Zimbabwe. Ruben Barwe, SADC News, the National Heroes Acre in Harare.
The late national hero, Comrade Ndebele, has been described as an illustrious son of the soil who contributed immensely to the liberation and development of the country.
The family and colleagues of General Retired Comrade Ndebele, whose Chimurenga name was Comrade Jack Mpofu, thronged at the National Shrine this Monday to bid farewell to a veteran of the liberation struggle. Colleagues are traced at the late national hero's liberation war history and credentials.
I know Jack Mpofu from 1967 when I was commanding one camp called Lutuli Camp. Just outside Lusaka. He came with many other recruits who came mostly from the Copper Belt and so forth. And he joined our camp. We gave them the preliminary training, just the most basic training. Then later on, we took them all to Morogoro, where they did really proper training for many years. He worked there very well, and because of his commitment, he was later on chosen as an instructor.
The late was a principled revolutionary. He was a straightforward man. He was one of our commanders in the military wing of ZAPU, which was Zebra. He was in the high command of Zebra. He joined the struggle at a very tender age.
He was among the first people that joined to create an armed wing. You can see the difficulty that was there, psychologically, geographically, and in any other way, that we were the first to cross, among the first to cross, to join an armed struggle.
The family remains grateful to government for the honor bestowed on their loved one, reflecting on his contribution to the liberation of the country.
We, the family of Maketi Ndebele, would want to sincerely thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, for the recognition of Maketi's unwavering determination and contribution to the fruits that we all enjoy today. comrades and friends, it is a rare opportunity that we all cherish, and we go back to our homes carrying the shining golden hat worn by Comrade Maketi Ndebele.
Born in 1942, Comrade Maketi Ndebele succumbed to an asthma attack at his home in Bulawayo on the 28th of last month. He was 82. He is survived by his wife Thokozile Mpofu, daughter Susan, and 3 grandchildren. John Nandara, ZBC News, Harare.
President Emmerson Mnangagwa has appointed Sukai Tongogara to the Zimbabwe Land Commission. In a statement, the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, Dr. Martin Rushoya, said the appointment is with immediate effect.
The Deka pipeline and waterworks upgrade in Hwange has been officially commissioned amid consensus that the development is taking the nation many steps towards attainment of Vision 2030. Amateweleland North Bureau Chief Muhlomuli Ncube reports.
The commissioning of Deka pipeline and waterworks in Hwange this Monday was met with celebrations on the inclusivity of government's development agenda by the locals.
So magese wange aya ndio atasoti kwa imuke district, even countries is large.
In its economic growth targets, the Second Republic has underscored the need for investment, which benefits the majority of Zimbabwean citizens. The ribbon-cutting moment was exactly according to that script, as the Zimbabwean government's partner, the Indian government, alluded to the Great South-to-South cooperation.
This is perhaps one of the happiest moments of my tenure here, because this project started a couple of months after my arrival here.
The project is just not a project, it's a people-centric project, which is meant not only to provide water to the Hwange thermal power plant, but also to the communities in the city of Hwange.
The government says under the vision to attain an upper middle income society status by 2030, no project is deemed complete until its citizens benefit.
Today we witness infrastructural development in the energy sector in support of our national vision, a vision to see Zimbabwe achieve an empowered upper middle class economy status by 2030.
Funded by the Indian government through the India Exim Bank, the Deka Waterworks upgrade is an important project meant to supply water to Hwange Unit 7 and 8 power stations, while also enabling water provision in the local community. As the Second Republic continues making Vision 2030 a reality, the benefits are cascading down to all communities nationwide. Mhlomuli Ncube, SADC News, Hwange.
Meanwhile, the current construction sector boom has transformed the country, with government having prioritized this subsector in its quest to make Zimbabwe an upper middle income society by 2030.
As Zimbabwe moves closer to attaining an upper middle income status by 2030, citizens are increasingly heeding President Emmerson Mnangagwa's call to action by expanding business infrastructure. A survey conducted by ZBC News in Harare this Saturday witnessed various infrastructure projects from cluster houses to multi-story buildings, malls and office parks at various stages of construction. Ordinary citizens believe the unprecedented infrastructure boom places the country at a best position to attain Vision 2030.
Our country is expanding. You see, with the vision of the President, Vision 2030, you see we are empowering each and everyone. We have got manufacturing companies for fabric, furniture, and also we are building another mall in Bulawayo. As we are moving, bit by bit, slow, for the next generation, we know things are getting better.
The corporate sector and contractors are all contributing to the national transformation agenda.
We are proud of the President because he's doing something wonderful. As you can see, a lot of people are employed by this company.
Kufara chaizvo nechirongwa chakaitwa naPresident cheVision 2030. Tiri kuvaka mabuilding akawanda and tiri kushanda zvakanaka, tiri kuemploya vashandi vakawanda.
The Highland Park and Madokero shopping malls in Harare are some of the projects implemented by the Second Republic to bring services to the people. Tarai Maduyu, SADC News, Harare.
The revitalization of coal mining giant Hwange Colliery company continues to unfold, with the coal miners' wash plant nearing completion. Tishaona Kurewa reports.
Government has set an ambitious target of a 12 billion mining industry by 2025. The continuous revival of Hwange Colliery company is expected to feed into that vision. The turnaround strategy implemented by Hwange Colliery company HCCL over the past 2 years has seen the company returning to profitability, including resuscitating key assets of the firm, such as the coke oven battery decommissioned in 2017. It is this coke oven battery which the wash plant will feed with clean coal suitable for the production of coke, a key ingredient in steel production. Hwange Colliery management highlights progress made to date in the setting up of the plant and its significance in the mining sector value chain.
In terms of capacity, this plant has got a capacity to do around 720,000 tons per annum, with a minimum recovery of around 80%. Looking at the total investment that we've put as a company, it stands at around 3.2 million. And in terms of the project completeness, I think we are over 90%.
When we came up with the idea of resuscitating our coke oven battery, we then said, okay, what is the capacity that we have to wash? So we saw it that we didn't have enough capacity to wash the coking coal to feed the battery and to feed the market. And then this was the birth of this plant.
The successful revival of HCCL is expected to have a positive ripple effect on the economy, generating more jobs, foreign currency and industrial activity. Last year, the company earned 169 million United States dollars in sales revenue, testament to its growth prospects. The establishment of this washing plant is one of the strides towards the achievement of that goal. Tichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Hwange.
The ZANU-PF Mashonaland West leadership has recommended that President Emmerson Mnangagwa should continue to lead the country until 2030 to consolidate the gains of the development trajectory which the country has taken.
ZANU-PF Mashonaland West Province has become the latest to recommend presidential term extension for President Emmerson Mnangagwa following an inter-district meeting held at the Chinhoyi University of Technology this Sunday. The recommendation resolution was delivered by the ruling party's provincial chairperson, Comrade Mary Mliswa Chikoka, who said President Emmerson Mnangagwa should see through the realization of Vision 2030.
Vision, handiti nai takaiverenga takumhanya nayo tichivatera saka Mashonaland Best Province iri kuti 2030 vaMnangagwa ngavarambe vachitonga.
Mashonaland West Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Zvimba North Legislator Honorable Marian Chombo said the province has achieved several developmental milestones under the Second Republic.
Zambia munoona kuti zvinhu zvinenge zvapfuura nemuno, so isu takucreata atinoti dry pots. So Komesa yakauya ndakareceive delegation yakauya kuno a few weeks ago, tikataura navo vakati tiri kuda 5 sites muno muZimbabwe tinotodza tinokwanisa kucreata. So muchaona kuti kunenge kune activities akati one day.
ZANU-PF Politburo members led by the National Political Commissar Comrade Munyaradzi Machacha said party members should promote unity of purpose and prioritize national development.
Ma comrades, patinoita izvi hatifaniri kuzviita tichigodorana kana kutsamusana. Nyaya iripo ndeyokuti zvido zvevanhu ndio zvinotevedzerwa muZANU-PF. Saka ruzhinji kana rwataura nevashoma vanga vachimbozengenyeka, ngatichimirai tose pazvino zvataurwa nevazhinji kuitira kuti musangano wedu tifambe mberi takabatana.
Zvataitwa nana mai kana kwauya vaenzi ukatanga pamberi so ziso rikangokutarisa wotoziva kuti nyaya yacho haina kumira zvakanaka. Saka ende munovaudza kuti ziso ramai rakatarisawo vari kuda kukonzeresa kuti musangano usaende mberi zvakanaka.
The recommendation comes after several provinces have made the same call despite the pronouncement by President Emmerson Mnangagwa that he will retire when he completes his 2 constitutional terms in office. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Chinoi.
Zimbabwe Defence Forces Community Assistance Week has kicked off with the handover of a new administration block at Kuwadzana 2 High School in Harare.
The 2024 Zimbabwe Defence Forces Community Assistance Week rolled to life this Monday, with the Kuwadzana community being the first to benefit from the ZDF's charity after receiving an administration block.
The happiness in me cannot be explained. It is such an honor that today we have received such a block.
Ndinofara nokuti zvaratidza kuti tinova nyika, zvaratidza kuti nyika inovakwa nevene vayo.
Government has commended the ZDF for its exemplary act of kindness, praising its dedication to national development.
This impressive administration block will forever remain a symbol of a strong partnership between the Ministry of Defense, the Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education, and the parents.
We are forever grateful to His Excellency the President of Zimbabwe, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, who happens to be the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces, who provided the artisans and the personnel that constructed this magnificent building.
Handing over the administration block, the Minister of Defense, Comrade Opamchinguri Kashiri, who was accompanied by service chiefs, ZDF members and government officials, said Zimbabweans have a responsibility to develop their country.
The achievements by the Zimbabwe Defence Forces Community Assistance Program serves as yet another reminder that when motivated by a shared purpose and vision, Zimbabweans are capable of mobilizing resources to better their communities. This initiative has shown us what communities, organizations, and individuals can do when they work together in harmony.
A wide range of community-focused projects are in the pipeline, which will be distributed across the country, in line with the Second Republic's mantra of leaving no one and no place behind. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, has commissioned the Banana Plantation Project in Gokwe, an initiative modeled along the government's Agriculture 8.0 model. Our Midlands Bureau Chief Tafara Chikumira was in Gokwe and filed the following report.
The Banana Plantation Project, initiated at Mateta 2 Primary School in Gokwe this Saturday, is the brainchild of the First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, who is also the patron of the environment. Under the project, the school, in collaboration with the community, clears a 1-hectare plot to dig 3,000 holes, which are then planted the banana trees under the supervision of experts in the agricultural sector. The project comes with a solar-powered bore meant for the irrigation of the plantation. Once the plantation reaches maturity stage, it is anticipated to generate at least 60,000 United States dollars after every 4 months, which will benefit the school as well as the community at large.
The Banana Project will take us through skill training for learners, teachers, and parents in growing the banana plants and the production of various banana products such as banana meal, meal, banana chips, only to mention a few. Added capacitation of the school to be involved in the production of banana produce and to be in business to raise the school income for the purpose of the school to sustain itself in feeding program for learners, giving support for disadvantaged learners through paying levies for them, augmenting the BEAM program.
Kukuenga yakasarira singamboiti nemamiriro egore rino saka chirongwa ichi choda mudzimai wanhasi akashinga wozvishandira sezvinoita vamwe ukarima mabanana ndipa production hombe yakakurisa zvatairima zvese zvasingabhadharwi segore rino takarima hakuna kana mbeu dzakadini dzakaita saka banana ratiri kushanda sidhi ndofunga tikarishanda chatibhadhara uremu usingamboiti.
Ibudiriro huru yaitiwa munzvimbo yedu, chikoro chabudirira, dunhu redu rabudirira, vana vedu havachanetseki pakubhadhara maschool fees. Nekuti takatarisa plantation iri pano iyi yaitiwa iyi inotaridza kuti tichawana mari yakawanda inobva paplantation ino.
Kuisirwa kwataitwa mvura kunotibatsira zvakanyanyisa nekuti mvura yedu haichatinairi zvakanaka. Saka pari zvino kana pane nyaya yeborehole drilling ndo nyaya yatiri kutsigira zvakanyanya.
Chirongwa ichi chemabanana ichi chatiita kuti tuve nomuono kuti banana haingori fruit chete kungoti tinongotora tichidya, but inoeddawo nutritional value, zvoreva kuti vana vedu nemadzimai ese nesu tava kuziva kuti takuwana utano kubva pabanana, towanawo mari. Banana as a source of income.
Gokwe Sengwa legislator Professor Paul Mavima says he will be taking the project to all the primary schools in his constituency.
We have now said every school in Gokwe South, I mean in Gokwe Sengwa constituency, inofanira kuti even its own 1 hectare plot. Because tapa 27 out of 43 schools ma banana. Vamwe vese takavapa maplants anosvika 25 to 30, but toda kuti tiite upscale for each and every school ikwanise kuita bindu rinenge rakaita serino iri, so that vanokwanisa kurealize the same value ichabva panapa. Kwatiri, this is the only way we can transform our rural communities. This is the only way we can contribute to Vision 2030.
The First Lady, Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa, was represented by the Minister of Information, Communication Technologies, Postal and Courier Services, Dr. Tatenda Mavetera, pledged to continuously improve the livelihoods of people in previously marginalized communities through philanthropic works.
The project we are launching here has potential to boost our exports as a country. Let us embrace it and put our effort in ensuring that this dream lives on until we boost our constituency's efforts towards Vision 2030. We believe that the contribution that this constituency is also going to give will also contribute towards the Midlands Province GDP due to banana production. As we have embarked on this deliberate journey to improve the well-being of our people through income-generating projects such as these banana growing projects, we must start looking ahead and explore good markets and value chains that will enable the establishment of banana processing plants here in Gokwe Sengwa constituency. We must derive greater value from our agro products, thereby value addition and beneficiation must be a priority. Kufurikidza nechirongwa ichochi chichadai kutekeshera munzvimbo ino, tinotarisira kuti tichange tizokwanisawo kuti tive tichiisa isusu banana processing plants inenge iri pano ichabetsera kuti tive tichiita value addition nebeneficiation yechirongwa ichi.
The development partner, MADEC CEO, Mrs. Marvelous Gondongwe, also known as the Banana Queen, chipped in, saying they will be partnering government efforts to ensure they fight the effects of the El Nino-induced drought across the country.
tokutangisai tokudzidzisai futi zvakare kusvika kuvalue addition yatinoti value addition kugadzirwa kwehupfu neflower izvi ndo zvatiri kutarisira kuti zvikoro zvese zvinge zvichiita nekuti banana harinogadzira zvinhu zvakawanda kubva kufertilizer kubva kumadiwe mazemombe embudzi hapana chinoraswa pabanana ende chakanakira banana ndechekuti nyangwe rikarohwa nezuva harina zvarinoita nyangwe rikarohwa nemoto yatinoti firefield harina futi zvarinoita rikarohwa neflood harina futi zvarinoita unokohwa chete.
The First Lady Dr. Auxilia Mnangagwa through the Angel of Hope Foundation took the opportunity to provide school fees to 20 disadvantaged children at Mateta 2 Primary School as part of a philanthropic works. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Gokwe.
Do remember you can access these and more stories on our website at www.zbcnews.co.zw.
Or you can get in touch with us on our social media handles, that is at ZBC News Online.
Still to come in this bulletin. In business, Zimbabwe to host Afreximbank Africa Quality Assurance Center, which will provide key benchmarks for export products.
And in sport, martial arts champion Wilfred Mashaya scoops 4 gold medals at the International Martial Arts Corporation Open. The main news takes a break. We'll be back with you shortly.
This is the currency we've been waiting for. A currency that's not just paper and coins, but a symbol of Zimbabwe's rich resources and stability. That's Zimbabwe Gold. This is ZIG. Let's dive into what makes ZIG not just a new currency, but a new beginning for Zimbabwe's economy. ZIG is born out of a blend of traditional and innovative financial wisdom, anchored in gold and precious metals, along with foreign currency reserves. This backing isn't just for show. It's a promise of stability and trust, ensuring that ZIG's value is as solid as the gold it's pegged to. From the bustling markets of Harare to the serene landscapes of rural Zimbabwe, ZIG is set to become the medium of exchange that's both reliable and accessible, with denominations ranging from ZIG 200 to ZIG 1 and even handy coins. It caters to every transaction, big or small. Transitioning to ZIG is a breeze. It's all about inclusivity, ensuring no one is left behind in Zimbabwe's financial renaissance. ZIG doesn't walk alone. It co-circulates with other foreign currencies under Zimbabwe's multi-currency system, enriching our financial landscape. It's a legal tender that not only simplifies transactions, but also restores confidence in our economy, promising a future where stability and growth go hand in hand. So why ZIG? Because it's more than just money. It's a symbol of Zimbabwe's resilience, a step towards an economy where stability is the norm, and every Zimbabwean can look forward to a prosperous future. Welcome to the era of Zimbabwe Gold, where our currency is our pride.
Tanangane Heroes. Tinakuipinzana maZimbabweans kuti tisakanganwa kwatakabva. Kune magamba vakafira nyika ino. They sacrificed for us varamudori isu today. Kuti tive zvatiri. Vaenda kuhondo. Kusingana bharago mari. Nyika ino vakwane vene vayo. And the dream of Zimbabwe inouya naMwari wokwedu. Iyeso takanangane Heroes. This August. Vana mbuya nihana nanaseri kwagubi nana Robert Mugabe nana vose Ebert Chitepo vaibva vati Mnangagwa takupa kuti taunyuka kuti tadzoka newe SADC chairperson uri kuuya. Saka my comrades, my heroes edu, magamba edu, we thank you for the well done job ramakatiitira, and nhasi we will never ever let you down. Atitengesi isu as a public demand 2030 president Mnangagwa munenge muripo.
Cholera is a diarrheal disease that is caused by eating food or drinking water contaminated with cholera, causing bacterium. To protect yourself from cholera, always wash your hands with soap under safe running water, before preparing food, before eating, after using the toilet, after changing nappies and attending to someone sick, after handling dirty objects. Adequately prepare food and eat it whilst hot, and always wash fruits and vegetables under safe running water before eating them.
use water from safe sources and boil it for at least a minute or treat it with water treatment solutions. If you suspect that you or a family member has cholera, contact your nearest health facility immediately. Let's work together and end cholera now. This message is brought to you by the Zimbabwe Red Cross Society, International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies, and USAID in partnership with the Ministry of Health and Childcare.
Welcome back to the main news. As the country commemorates Heroes Day in a week's time, we explore the history of the shrine, the symbols, the artworks that tell the story of the liberation struggle and the ultimate sacrifice of Zimbabwe's sons and daughters. This and more in our Heroes feature tonight.
The country's independence came at a great cost, and the National Heroes Acre symbolizes the ultimate sacrifice that was made by brave Zimbabweans. Upon attainment of Uhuru back in 1980, the Zimbabwean government made it a priority to establish a shrine that will forever stand tall to tell the story of bravery.
The first person to be buried here at the National Heroes Acre was Comrade George Silundika, who was buried in April 1981, and it was still during the construction of the National Monument. And during the same year, in August of 1981, there was a double burial of the late Comrade Ebert Chitepo and Comrade Jason Papa Moyo, both who were assassinated in Zambia. And in November 1981 as well, the late General Josiah Magamatongo Gara was also reburied. We have had quite a number of national heroes who were exhumed and were reburied here at the construction of the National Heroes Acre. And also this includes the late Zipra commander, Comrade Alfred Nikita Mangena. We also have individuals of other nationalities who have been buried here. We have Arthur Guy Clayton Brock. He's the only British who was buried here, and he was a missionary of the London Missionary Society who was against colonial rule, and as a result supported the liberation struggle in different forms. Arthur Guy Clayton Brock and Godwin Kandibai Patel, those were cremated and their ashes were interred here. So as a result, we do not have full graves for them, we just have headstones. Then we have two national heroes, Comrade Edson Stole and Comrade Ethan Dube. These disappeared during the time of the liberation struggle. They were declared dead and declared national heroes, but because their bodies are not physically buried at the National Heroes Acre, we also have headstones for them.
The National Shrine, with symbolic artworks, carries with it great heritage symbols, murals and other features that represent the sovereign and independent state.
Firstly, we have the sitting space. It is where members of the general public sit when we have burials and commemorations, and at any given time it holds 5,000 people. Then we have murals, the Eastern mural and the Western mural, and on the murals we have artistic impressions of the various stages of the liberation struggle. We have the main feature here at the National Heroes Acre, which is the statue and tomb of the unknown soldier. It is the feature that has become a symbol of Zimbabwe's liberation heritage, Zimbabwe's independence. The features of the main shrine, they represent or they depict something on the AK-47 rifle. So the path that links the Eastern mural to the Western mural signifies the butt, and the murals themselves, they stand for the handle. The Great Zimbabwe walls that curve to the left and the right, they represent the magazine. So each individual burial that we have on the platform, it represents a round. So if the grave is empty, it's a blank, and when somebody is buried there, it becomes a live round.
Up to this day, government continues to honor cadres who have remained loyal to the Zimbabwean cause, and for many generations to come, the National Shrine will always be there as a final resting place for the country's heroes and heroines, and a monument for tourism and educational trips.
We now connect you to our Montreux studios where my fellow news anchor, Marilyn Ngwenya, who also happens to be in Red, is on standby to give us more updates. Marilyn, it's over to you.
Good evening, and many thanks to you, Zane and Joyce. And now in our following report, a wave of retooling and recapitalization within Bulawayo's garment manufacturing sector is proving to be a catalyst for economic growth and job creation in line with Vision 2030.
Once a hub of textile production, Bulawayo has been steadily revitalizing its manufacturing sector. Key players in the industry have committed significant resources to modernize their operations, leading to increased production capacity, improved product quality, and expanded market reach.
We are excited by the investments that we have been making and are planning to continue to make in the next few months. And in so doing, one hopes that we will be able to increase our capacity to around about 100,000 units per month.
Invested like 250,000 in last year, USD, to bring the new technology. So we were trying to buy more, but even if we bought the machineries, the manpower we saved, we opened the more line. It's not like that we bought the automation and then we ask people to leave. No. We use those people who are working on the machine to open more lines and to produce more, basically, even after the automation.
The resurgence of clothing retailers such as Edgar's Limited Stores has seen downstream medium enterprises also reaping the rewards.
So with more investment into the industry, we're able to produce more, employ more, train more, and the industry grows.
Economist Mr. Stevenson Dlamini highlighted the broader economic implications of the sector's resurgence.
The retooling and recapitalization will see the investment in machinery that will see the company benefiting from economies of scale, which means that their cost of production will go down, and that will translate to lower prices, better competitiveness, lower imports for our country, which is a significant improvement in our balance of payments, which are all welcome moves. We expect that this will also contribute to economic growth. All these spell a very positive development on the economic front.
The revival of David Whitehead's Chegutu and Kadoma factories is also set to give a major boost to Zimbabwe's textile industry. Helandmo, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
The Mashonaland East Provincial Heroes Acre has received a timely boost ahead of this year's Heroes Day commemorations after a Mutoko-based private school unveiled tombstones for the provincial shrine.
With Mutoko being the home of granite, Munashe High School from the district has introduced granite cutting and polishing as part of value addition and skills transfer, a move already benefiting communities. The school has also partnered with the Zimbabwe Prisons and Correctional Service, where inmates are being trained in granite processing as part of rehabilitation. As part of giving back to the community, the school unveiled 90 tombstones, 10 for the provincial shrine and 80 for the Mutoko district Heroes Acre, a move welcomed by government.
Timaita henyu marangarira kuti kune vamwe vanhu vasina kuzodzoka, vasina kuona zvatakuona izvi, nemi maakuvaka zvikoro muchiita zvenyu mari dzenyu, asi kune vamwe vanhu vatisingatoziva kuti vari pari. Asi mimati ivavo vatakuziva, regaiwo tiuyewo nezvatinokwanisa.
This will further aid in the preservation of our liberation history, whose writing should be on walls of our motherland, Zimbabwe.
George Nyambo, an inmate from Mutoko prison, is excited about the skills he gained. The school says the gesture is an appreciation of the role played by the country's heroes and heroines in defeating the colonial regime.
We want to make a difference. To all of us here, we challenge you to take a moment to reflect and put ourselves in the lives and shoes of our heroes and heroines of the liberation struggle who lie in various places around the nation. To know something deeply is to gain true understanding.
On Monday next week, Zimbabwe commemorates Heroes Day, which celebrates the sacrifices made by gallant sons and daughters of the soil in liberating the country from the shackles of colonialism. Gerald Sasa, ZBC News, Mutoko.
The Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation Board has been tasked with spearheading the broadcaster's transformation and align its content with the goals of Vision 2030.
The newly reconstituted board met with the Minister of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Dr. Jenfan Muskwere, this Monday, where the minister outlined his expectations.
We've reconstituted the committees in order to increase efficiency. And I trust that the appointments that have been authorized by His Excellency the President is going to support the turnaround initiatives in terms of ZBC as an institution. We are all aware of the challenges that has affected the national broadcaster, be it in terms of programming, its technical capacity, and at the same time setting the national narrative of Zimbabwe as a country. So it is very important for the board members and for the management to be able to work together as a team so that we are in a position to restore the national broadcaster in terms of the status. But also of importance is to reawaken the national consciousness of our country. And the national narrative should be coming from the Zimbabwe Broadcasting Corporation, including the ethics, the ethos, the logic, the history of our country, and the future of our country. And as I indicated and underlined that Vision 2030 should premiere, because this is the direction that we have taken. But the national philosophy also is to be included, which is the Nyika Inowakwa, which basically means that each and every Zimbabwean is a part to play in terms of nation building.
The ZBC board members, led by Ms. Trushwaya, reaffirmed their commitment to the broadcaster's revitalization.
One of the key objectives of this board is to turn around ZBC and for ZBC to produce content that's commercially viable, that's innovative, that tells the Zimbabwean story, that pushes the positive brand of Zimbabwe, highlighting all the good work, all the developments that have been happening in the country over the past few years. And this board, I believe, has got the capability and the relevant skills.
I'm highly delighted to be part of the ZBC board and generally to be part of the strategic decision making of the public entity. And in this board, I bring my expertise in journalism and media. And most importantly, I bring my expertise on issues of human resource, employee issues, as well as gender equality issues, which is something that I think is very, very pertinent for the national broadcaster, so that it's able to, provide its public service mandate.
The 11-member board comprises professionals from various sectors, including media, business, human resources, finance, and economics. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News, Harare.
And that's it from myself, Marilyn Gwenya, and the Montrose crew for tonight. It's back to the team at Pocket Hill Studios in Harare for more news. And Zane is on standby. Zane, it's back to you.
Thanks. Now we jump straight into our courts back in the capital, where Harare Magistrate has dismissed Harare businessman Mike Chimombe's application challenging placement on remand in a matter he is accused of corruptly using false documents to win a 9.2 million United States dollar lights tender in Harare. We get the details.
Chimombe's bid to evade prosecution in the 9.2 million United States dollar streetlights tender has flopped after the presiding magistrate threw out his application challenging his placement on remand. In his ruling, the Harare magistrate noted that there is reasonable suspicion that Chimombe was involved in the alleged offense since his signature is appearing on the forged documents, hence he should be placed on remand. Chimombe had argued that he has nothing to do with Juluka Projects and Plant Hire Private Limited and a purported South African company, Endo Lighting and Structural, which are the companies awarded the streetlights tender by Harare City Council under the false impression they had the relevant paperwork. Chimombe is jointly charged with Moses Mpofu, who is the managing director and major shareholder of Juluka Projects and Plant Hire Private Limited. The duo, who are charged with corruptly using false documents, have been remanded to the 22nd of this month. Meanwhile, Harare City Council Town Clerk Hosea Chisango, together with Atkins Mandaza, the Principal Contracts Administrator in the Procurement Management Unit, who are facing criminal abuse of duty charges involving $9.2 million United States Bosch streetlights deal, will have to wait a little longer in remand prison pending bail ruling. The ruling was set for this Monday, but the presiding magistrate had other commitments, hence postponement of the matter to this Wednesday for ruling. The pair allegedly connived with 4 other council officials to illegally award a tender to Juluka Endo Joint Venture, a company owned by Mpofu, who is in custody on fraud charges and accusations of falsifying documents to win a streetlights tender. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Harare.
From the coast, we go beyond our country's borders, where Sudan has been hit by extremely hot and humid weather, which has further worsened the living conditions of displaced people.
The people of Sudan who were displaced by the armed conflict in the country are struggling to handle a rush of woes, including heat stroke, power outages and water shortages. Reports say the daily temperatures are now even exceeding 40 degrees Celsius and reaching over 45 degrees Celsius. According to statistics from the Sudanese Ministry of Health, 84 cases of severe heat stroke have been recorded since last month, with 8 of them ending in death. Meanwhile, many of the refugee shelters are also facing power outages as well as shortage of clean drinking water. The armed conflict between the Sudanese Armed Forces and the Rapid Support Forces has been going on for over a year, causing more than 10 million people to be displaced.
UK Rotherham locals have started cleaning up the mess left behind after United Kingdom's West. The protests came after the fatal stabbing of 3 girls in Southport last week. More than 150 people have attacked at least 2 hotels housing asylum seekers, prompting the eruption of violent disorder across UK towns and cities at the weekend. UK Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has condemned the hotel attacks, pledging to ensure perpetrators of the unrest face the full wrath of the law.
The main news now takes a breather. We'll be back shortly with the latest in business.
Enjoy real value and real savings with the TM Pick and Pay Monday and Tuesday specials. Get the head start to your week now. TM Pick and Pay. Real value always.
SPW for AD. People live with disability for AD. We are happy with you, our president. Now we have said that Moita, our star president, more demonstrator, more with president, more with the Iswafa and Rukura, Istakakas Petra, Namur. To the test of Passata, Japan upper mind, as a man, running what you own as a which is a Zimbabwe, that is for me. Takado Suni kind of one. Where there's a good one, what you plan out.